You guessed it, I'm doing some midnight gardening out here in the greenhouse. If you watched yesterday's video, I did a water change in the aquaponics system to get the water quality as clear as possible. The plants that are in the system are getting pretty yellow, and I know that there's no iron in the system because long story short, there's no iron in the fish feed, and I haven't added iron to the system in a very long time. So I know that there's zero iron in there, and the plants are getting really yellow, so it's definitely time to add some iron. Okay, so I have chelated iron, DTPA 11%. There's two different kinds of iron. This one is stable around 7 pH. The other one's stable up to 6.5 pH, I believe. And the percentage, I think it goes from like 8 to 11. I have 11. So here's the formula that we need to use. My system is roughly 400 gallons. We need to convert gallons to liters. So 1 gallon is 3.79 liters. So 3.79 times 400 is 1,516. So we're just going to call it an even 1,500 liters. So we're working 1,500 liters in the system. Now this is the formula. D times 100 divided by P equals R. 100 is a constant, and D is the desired amount. We want the system to be between 2 and 3 parts per million of iron, or 2 milligrams per liter. The 100 is a constant. The P is a percentage of iron concentrate. So like up here, we've got 11% that we're using. So the P is 11%, and then the R is going to be the milligrams to add for every liter. So going through this formula with my calculations, we're going to shoot for 2 milligrams. If we already had 1 milligram at 1 part per million in the system, we would just do it as 1 part per million to get up to 2. Or if we wanted it to get up to 3 and we had 1 in there, then we'd do it at 2. Or, you know, if it's 1.5 and we wanted it to be 3, then we'd do this calculation at 1.5. But I'm telling you right now, mine's at 0. We're going to shoot for 2 for this one. So we're looking at 2 milligrams per liter times 100 divided by 11. We've got, so the 100 divided by 11 is 9.09 times 2 gives us 18.8. So we're just going to say 18 milligrams per liter. So from there, we've got 18 milligrams per liter times the 1,500 liters, size of the system, gives us 27,000 milligrams. 27,000 milligrams converts to 27 grams, and that's what we are going to figure out here with our scale. 27 grams of chelated iron. Now this 400 gallons here, this is an educated guess. I've gone online to some of the water tank calculators and put in my best guess on measurements, but my measurements, it's kind of hard to get exact measurements on all this stuff. So this is an educated guess. It is ballpark. I'm shooting for 2 milligrams per liter or 2 parts per million. If it's over, if it's under, I'm just going for ballpark. I'm just shooting to get close to that number. And then from there, I can dial it in. Obviously, the more exact you are with this, the closer you're gonna be to it. But I'm trying to get close to it. And then from there, I'll dial it in a lot better. Okay, so I'm gonna have to split this up into 2 parts, but the first round I got 17 grams in there. This time I've got 10.010 grams. So 17 and 10, gonna give us our 27 grams. All right, so now I'm going to add some water to dilute this into a solution. Okay, now we're going to add that into the system. Okay, so now we're gonna test and see what our results are. This is an iron tester, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get 10 milliliters of water from the system, fill it up to here, put a cap on it. I'm gonna put it inside there, and then it's gonna do a base check on the water quality. Then from there, I'm gonna take it out. We're gonna put in some RE agent. This is iron testing RE agent. We'll put one of these inside of there, and then we'll end up putting it back in there, and it'll give us our parts per million results for how much iron is in the system. So I've got 2 vials here, and I filled both of them up with the amount of water needed from the system. To make this go a little easier, what I'm gonna do, because this thing shuts off after a certain time limit, so to make this easier, I'm gonna leave 1 as the constant. That's just straight water from the system. And then with this one here, I'm going to add the RE agent. So it's a quick transition from one to the other. And it's just nothing but, it's just a little white powder. Okay, so you can see a clear difference in color here. This one's got the RE agent, and this one's just the straight water from the system. So we're gonna get this, we're gonna put it inside our tester. There we go. And that's just gonna take a minute. Okay, now we're gonna switch it out. And press it. And this is going to tell us what our parts per million are. 1.73. That's pretty close. So I was expecting it to be close to 2. That's pretty darn close. I'm not going to complain about that. Yeah, I could add a little bit more, but it's in the ballpark for what I was shooting for. And having done a water change earlier today, my water levels could be still off a little bit. I probably got a little too much in the system. Regardless, this is a pretty good test on how you're supposed to do this. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helps you. Like and subscribe.